So in this example, I just want to do a couple of simple calculations so that we can see what um, what you can actually do with calculations in a spreadsheet. So remember, in this particular spreadsheet that we've been using, we have lots of examples of numeric data. So we have residential units, commercial units, total units, and then land square feet, gross square feet, and so forth. In column S, we have sale price. So what I would like to do is, if we can calculate it, I would like to calculate the price per square foot. So I need to add a column to do that. So I'm going to right click on column S and say insert. And that gives me a new column with the name column 1. So I'm going to rename that now and say price per square foot. To do the calculation, we always start with equals. And we can simply select what we want to do the calculation from. So I'm going to select the sale price because we want to calculate the sale price divided by the gross square feet if it's possible. So remember, the slash is the division, and we click on gross square feet as the next operator, and we hit enter. Now notice that some of these have value errors. The reason for that is the sale price is not listed. So I'm going to clean this up just by changing the format just slightly, and we'll change it to currency because this is a numerical currency value, and I'm going to also right justify that column except for the heading. So now we have these things that are problematic here. So lots of these do not have values associated with them, and that is the error that I was talking about in the previous video. So anything you see with an ampersand usually indicates that there is an error. And let's notice where these errors exist. So there's an error because the sale price is blank in these two. So it could give you a help on that error, but in this case there's not really anything we can do to make that happen. So if I just delete the values, the dashes, notice that those errors change. The errors change. So what I'd like to do now is replace the contents of these cells that have the hyphen with a blank. So to do that, I'm going to say Control H. Control H is or Command H on the Mac is the keyboard shortcut for finding and replacing. So I'm going to find a hyphen with a space after it because that's what's in these cells. And I'm going to just replace it with nothing because I want it to be blank. So if I click on Find Next, it found a cell with that particular value. So now I'm just going to click Replace All. And notice that 68,419 were replaced. So I click OK and close this. Now, the next thing I notice is some of these values have become 0, which is fine, but some of them are divide by 0 errors. Divide by 0 errors, and that means that there is nothing in the gross square feet column. So we could ignore that for now and come back and clean that up later when we know a little more about formulas. So we'll talk about that in the next set of videos for cleaning this up. And also we're going to look at doing some summarizations. So we'll leave that for now, and we'll also do a couple of other a couple of other things. So I want to also create a new column here next to gross square feet. Going to insert the column. And what I want to show here is units, square feet per unit, right? Square feet per unit. So I will say square feet per unit. And to do that, I need to say the gross square feet divided by the total units. And when I do that, you can see the square feet per unit. And then again, we have the error of dividing by 0 because in a lot of these cases, we don't know the number of units that are associated with it. So we'll leave those errors for now, but that just shows you some simple calculations. And in the next set of videos, part 2 of this series, I will show you how to get rid of the divide by 0 errors that we just created.